Welcome back. In the previous part, we finished off Act 4 of Reen's route. We actually got all the way through it. There was a mirror scene somewhere at some point, though. So I imagine on Lloyd's and Rufus's route, we'll actually have another mirror scene as well. And the plan is, when we get all three mirror scenes, we're heading off back to the Reverie corridor/garden. But that won't be for a while because... well, I say that. I assume it won't be for a while. You know how this is. It can change up. But my plan is we get through all of Lloyd's route, assuming we can, like we did with Reen's. Then we jump over to Rufus's route. And then once the mirror pops up, boom, Reverie corridor. That's the plan, but it depends if these cross over, because they did previously. So, you know, we'll see though. We'll see. But let's get on with Lloyd's route, because at the end, at the end of Reen's route, we actually were pointed towards Lloyd's route, and I feel it's correct to go there. So let's go! Lloyd's route in... That's how you describe 4 question marks. Yes, yes. How else would you describe them? It's the Knox. Alright. There's Fran. Oh no.
Second Lieutenant Seeker checking in.
Oh, welcome back, though.
And more.
Lloyd?
So you're here too, Fran.
They all fit on that bike?
I'm glad you're all right. And Kia, Tio, Wazzy too. Thank goodness you're all okay. After what happened at the ceremony, I thought...
Fran.
It's good to see you again. We're sorry for worrying you. Don't be silly. You all being here is more than enough for me. But, who are your friends?
Sorry for dropping in unannounced.
What was that laugh, Elisa? Very strange.
You guys have been camping out here this entire time? Man, the Crossbelt police have got guts.
Is that who I think it is?
Lloyd, you're all right.
Hey, Franz. Kate. It's good to see you too, Inspector Donovan. Raymond?
Even the Vice Commissioner is out here. You're tougher than you look.
I could say the same about you.
Well, good to see you're in high spirits.
I mean, we were until a certain Vice Commissioner turned up. Anyway.
It really is. The CPD's missed you, Lloyd and team.
Careful with your hat, you clipped through it.
Well, we're back. Detective Bannings, reporting for duty.
Lloyd's team fled the scene after what happened at the military factory before the EDF could learn of the incident. Noelle then led them to a point on the outer edge of the Knox Forest road. So she didn't take them all on her bike, okay. Although the area was near the police academy, which had reportedly been occupied. The Crossbelt Police Department and its associates had managed to find a gap in the foe's defenses, which led them to setting up an encampment. The wired connection is giving a clear signal. Great. Let's finish setting everything up here, Sharon. Gladly, my lady. I see what you're planning. Because they're stopping us from accessing the orbital network wirelessly. You've come up with a workaround by using a combination of our old wired communications and Arcus units. Exactly. We may be able to contact America this way, too. Especially since we have you, Elisa, Tita, and Fran with us. I'll show you what a skilled operator can do. Tio needs our help, so let's give it our all, Kia. You betcha, Fran. Well, they seem to have everything under control. Yeah, I'm sure they'll get the job done. I'm glad you were all able to make it out of the city. That couldn't have been easy. There were more CGF members with you originally, right? Yes, Commander Bells took initial charge of the police force when we were thrown into chaos by the attack. Randy, First Lieutenant Mirai, that was it, Dudley, and Chief Sergei were with us too. But while we were helping the civilians evacuate, we came under attack again and were separated from the others. Where is Randy? We've been gathering information that might help us rendezvous with him. That's how we caught wind of the trouble at the military factory, which led to your excellent timing of saving our backsides. I'll say, I don't know what we would have done had you not shown up. Probably run through the fire? It does concern me that we don't have contact with Randy and the others, but I know they can handle themselves. Same here. They're capable of looking after each other, so I'm willing to bet they're okay. I mean, what I would have done in that situation, had Noelle not appeared on her bike, it's quite simple. Just cast Perfect Guard in some way on Lloyd and make him run through the fire. You're done. Sounds like your group managed to gather a lot of useful information at the factory, Lloyd. We did. We uncovered details on the new Zauber soldats and the name of some project. Could be a red herring, though. I still don't know what to think of that simulacrum Professor Novartis set on us. That's why we're calling them Sims. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it. The professor was talking about him like he was a failure, but he was pretty damn strong if you ask me. Can't imagine he's the only one out there either. There's no telling who else could be impersonating a real person. I mean, for all we know, this group here isn't our group. There's no way to know that for sure. We could be playing The Sims for quite a while and just not realize that could happen. Seriously? That's pretty freaky. You don't think there are any hiding among this camp, do you? I swear it isn't me. I'm real, I tell you. Oh, yeah, I don't think they replicate you. Please calm down, sir. If we start doubting one another, we're never going to get anything done. Just what a Sim would say. The man's right. We might as well just throw our hands up and surrender at that point. That's exactly what the Supreme Leader Asshat wants. Speaking of Rufus... the skill with which he occupied the city, and the charisma he's shown in leading everyone all suggests he's the real Rufus. No. But that doesn't make any sense. I just can't imagine that everything he said was a lie. Even he isn't that much of a weasel. There we go. You have our deepest thanks, Detective Lloyd Bannings. I know that look. Figure something out. You know that look from the back of his head? Damn, Wazzy. I was just speculating, but I think I'm getting a little ahead of myself. No, you're not. You're on the right track, mate. We still lack evidence. Yeah, that is very much a Lloyd thing, isn't it? Let's keep focusing on the little things in front of us first. Good call. We got decent numbers here thanks to the police, not to mention everyone back at the village. Speaking of which, I think Tita might have figured something out. Everyone, could you come over here? How did you know that, Agate? We've established a connection.
Hey guys, can you hear us?
We read you loud and clear. It's good to see you all again. And I'm glad you're all right. I take it the investigation into the factory went well?
Looks like quite the team you're starting to put together over there.
It's not too shabby. Good to see you're all holding up okay. It's me, Ellie. I'm sorry if we made you worry. Let me echo that. It's great knowing you're okay. I feel the same way. It's a weight off my shoulders seeing you two again. I didn't expect Lloyd, Kira and Wazzy to meet up with so many friendly faces when they set off. Excellent work, everyone. It already feels like we've made a lot of progress. That's the power of teamwork, right, Lloyd? Exactly. So, have you all made any progress on gathering info on your end? We believe so. Major Arundel is still kicking up whatever he can find as well. Now would be a good time to exchange what we know. Would you mind getting us up to speed? Well, get us up to speed. So Speaker McDowell's doing a lot better. That's good news. Yes, I can't thank Cecile and the clinic staff enough for all they've done. He still needs to take it easy though. My injury's almost fully healed too. It shouldn't pose a problem moving forward. Shanshan is also helping out at the inn now. She's in much better spirits than she was before. More good news. Take it easy if you have to, Risha. You don't have to force yourself. I won't. Thank you for your concern. Hearing what happened at the hospital struck a chord with me too. I feel as though I lost sight of our roots as well, and I need to face up to the fact as much as everyone else. Let's take it from the top and do it right this time. We can't afford to have any hesitations as we move forward. Well said, Ellie. Now we just need to find Randy and the SSS will be whole again. Nothing can slow us down with this many people helping us. Well, about that. Is there something I'm missing? Does this have to do with the information you had to share? See, we managed to wrangle some info out of a few EDF goons patrolling the highway yesterday. It gave us a bit more of an idea of what they've been up to in the past few days. Several of their elites are gathering in the northwest, from the sound of it. The northwest? Oh. For an operation to flush out the CGF and the Red Reaper. Wait. That would mean... No way. Doesn't this sound familiar? It fits with what we learned the other day. The EDF was setting up a barricade in front of the tunnel on the mountain path for some reason. Which is again very similar to stuff that happened in Zero. No, Azure. It'd be Azure that. To me, the Crossbell arc is just one arc, so it's like trying to remember where they were in each game, just it becomes a blur. It was in Azure. That doesn't sound like a coincidence, alright. Unfortunately so. This must mean that Randy and the CGF are currently holed up in Mainz. And the Ebon Defense Force has them completely surrounded. Even getting supplies into that area will be difficult. The terrain is surrounded by mountains, and there is no escape route. Luckily, Randy has experience holding that area with some of the guardsmen during the last bid for independence. Yeah. Again, it's similar to something that happened previously, which seems to be the pattern. Why? But they're likely in even greater peril than before, given they will have to account for Zalba soldats this time around. We'll need to prepare for significant casualties at the very least. This isn't sounding good, Chief. Understatement of the year there. We're in deep shit if the CGF falls to them. We can't afford to lose them if we have any hope of overthrowing the Supreme Leader. Can't we get in touch with Mainz? Using the same way we contacted America? We could turn the situation around if we coordinated with one another. That much is true. But using this means of communication in an area we don't know poses too great of a risk. Our lives will be that much harder if our enemy learn of this method and put a stop to it. Good point. Lloyd? Yeah, there's not a moment to waste. We're going to their aid. Tio, Fran, hold a map of the Mainz Mountain for me. On it. I'll round up all the information we've gathered thus far. I'll help too. No, I'll help from Tita. Are you planning to go by yourself? What will that accomplish? You don't have enough manpower to break through the EDF's defenses and rescue them. It's too soon to be giving up. If our allies have been holding them off despite being so heavily outnumbered, that means there's still hope. And now all eyes are focused on Mainz. That gives us our best chance of slipping past their defenses unnoticed. He's right. It's not impossible. Don't forget the Ebon Defense Force is comprised of Erebonians. They won't be as familiar with Crossbell's geography as we are, even if they were stationed here before. I'm sure we can find a way if we all put our minds to it. So give us a hand, everyone. You can't give up on them. You guys. They haven't changed, have they? Well, if you're not giving up, neither will we. Damn straight. It's too early to be throwing you in the town. This had better work. We'll keep gathering all the info we can and try to find a way to back you up. I wish I could drop everything and rush over to help personally, but that won't be possible. Actually, I may have a lead on something that could help our case. I'll let you know how it goes. Oh, now you've piqued my interest. We'll trust you to follow up on that, Ellie. We can all reconvene once we've returned with Randy. I'm sure you'll all succeed. Nothing will stop us from taking back the city, and eventually, Arkansas. Okay. She seems a bit odd to throw in Arkansas at that point, but fine. You can count on us backing you up too. I know it's important to her, but that is part of the city. We can afford to leave no stone unturned now that we know the society's at work here. Speaking of which, the area near the border with Erebonia hasn't been fully investigated yet, right? We could do with paying areas like that a visit. I was thinking of making my way to St. Ursula. It would be wise to share what we've learned about the wired connection with the Foundation. For the record, my request is still ongoing, Agatha Krosner. Better keep Titus safe. But this is the first and last time I will ever trust you with her. I don't need you telling me to keep her safe. She's always safe with me, don't worry. Good luck, Mum. I'm tempted to return to St. Ursula as well, to let everyone know I'm alright. But by the sound of it, I should stay here. I may be needed in Mainz. Would appreciate that. There's no telling how many people may need medical attention. Let's work together and play to our strengths. That's how we're going to rescue the others. The group then immediately set about deciding on everyone's roles for the coming operation. The goal of getting past the EDF's defenses and reaching Mainz seemed impossible at first. But past experience had taught them of a route which seemed ideal for the circumstances. Oh. Lloyd and Noel, with their experience working together covertly in the past, agreed to form the vanguard and go first to secure the route. Meanwhile, a number of other members decided to depart to gather information and help distract and divide the Ebon Defense Force. The next day, March 21st, Dr. Sayland and the remaining officers set up a base camp at the foot of the mountain path after bidding farewell to their departing allies. Further up the road, Lloyd and Noel made their way to the infiltration point. So where are we at then? Can we ride the bike? I'd like to ride the bike. Will, tempered by dusk. Well, here we are. We'll have to go the rest of the way on foot. Oh! The tunnel up ahead is where the EDF set up their perimeter. In other words, we'll have to go down the same cliffside from a few years ago to get around. Exactly. I marked the spot on our map. Let's head there and stay alert. Just why is everything repeating? Again, my thoughts there are... The idea is to try and bring about the Great Twilight again. And when you add in what we learned from Reverie route, that seems like it could be the case. Could be. I wanted to smash the thing. There we go. Completely wrong there.
I've got to say, Noel, you looked real sharp on your new bike.
Darn right I did. It's a pretty fancy upgrade from the bicycle, huh? You should take a ride on one sometime. Nothing beats the feel of the wind while you're zooming down the road.
Maybe I will. But only if you show me how it's done.
Let's try going this way. The EDF is stationed just up ahead, aren't they? Exactly, let's make our way to the ridge where our infiltration point is. Very well. Can we see them down there? I don't see anybody. Oh wait, yeah. I was looking at the front of the bridge. At the tunnel entrance, yeah, you can see the soldats standing there. Yeah, there. There they are. They're armed to the teeth with that new soldat model too. This must be where they're gathering all of their forces like we thought. We should keep moving. Now I'm even more worried about the others. Same here. We'll be able to reach the old mine shaft if we climb down here. If only we could use it to exit next to mines like we did a few years ago. If only, but that route was blocked off by a cave-in last year. Still, we can access a maintenance passageway that leads into the tunnel from here. And that will let us slip past the soldiers and soldats without being noticed. It's worth a shot. Let's do this, Noel. Let's do it! Yes. Wait, didn't that rope end? Are they going to drop a little bit further? You'd think someone would be guarding that. Phew, I was worried we were going to come out in a bad spot. Me too, but things worked out perfectly. We managed to slip in right behind them. Now we just have to make it to mines. Right, but let's stay on alert as we make our way through the tunnel. But yeah, you'd think someone would... I mean, where even is it? Let's be careful. The last thing we want is for the EDF to spot us. Where even is the way we came out? It doesn't exist anymore. I'm right? Like, there's not, like, the wood planks we saw a minute ago. Where did they come out? Huh? I mean, that location must exist. It was in the scene. What? Ah. So why did you go further back down? So, what I'm thinking they actually did then, I'll have to look back on that scene. It's like they came out and then went to look. So they went down here. It's like, I was expecting it to be to the left or right of where they were, but no, it was further down. Okay. It was just very confusing. Because they clearly had to come out somewhere. Okay, what's this? Damn it, archaisms. Patrol units, we need to take them out before they give our positions away to the EDF. Right, let's make this quick.
Enemy spotted. Engaging.
Right, so... Yeah, we'll go with that. Try and get the defense down.
Zero breaker!
Engaged.
Wow. Took out one of them straight away. Alright, smart missiles.
You won't like this. Fire! An opening.
Bum,
There!
Bum, 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 bum. Whoa.
Right.
Just skip past the crit.
There's no stopping us.
Unscathed as well. Dip, 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 dip. Target suppressed. That should keep our location secure. A little too close for comfort. They came from the Moon Temple's direction. Why guard that path of all places? Yeah, what's going on there then? I was just thinking that it looks like you're back to fighting at full strength. It was a huge load off my mind seeing you back to your old self at the camp too. I've been a little worried about you, honestly. Oh, I guess you noticed just like Wazzy did. I'm sorry you had to see me like that. I didn't mean to worry you. It's alright. No one can blame you after everything you've been through the last 2 years. The citizens were expecting even more of the SSS than they were the Guardian Force after the Imperial Army invaded. Looking back, we all relied on you a little too much, myself included. Water under the bridge. I couldn't tell you when or why we became convinced that it was up to us to fix everything. It isn't as though we never had allies we could turn to. If anything, we've always been fortunate in that regard. But somehow we, and everyone else, were convinced that it was up to the SSS to save Crossbell. And when we failed, everyone accepted that the Supreme Leader's narrative instead. I can't pretend not to empathize with how they felt, though. I did my fair share of refusing to accept the truth during the first bid for independence. You mean when the CDF was formed? Yeah.
I think it's natural for people to want something to cling to when times are at their most trying. We've lived through an era where our home has been stripped of its pride and taken advantage of over and over again. And for the longest time, we dreamed someone or something was going to come along to make things right again. For a fleeting moment a few years ago, I wanted to believe the Crossbell Defense Force was that very thing. Yet in doing so, I turned a blind eye to the sacrifices that were coming at the cost of our freedom. The people accepting the Supreme Leader as Crossbell's new ruler are no different.
I'm glad she can recognize that.
I suppose you're right.
But as someone who lived through it all before, I don't believe that acceptance is what defines us as Crossbellans. What does is our resilience. The way we stand back up and dust ourselves off, no matter how often life kicks us down. It's how we kept dreaming of independence, even while under Imperial rule. Our hardships have made it so we can hold on to that ray of hope, even in the darkest of hours.
I couldn't agree more. That optimism is at the core of who we are. That's more valuable than independence could ever be. And it's something we can take pride in. People may have lost sight of what makes Crossbell what it is for now. But if we can remind them again...
Exactly. If we can show them what it is that makes us Crossbellan, then I know we can take back our home. I believe that with all of my heart. Because of you. Because you opened my eyes the same exact way, Lloyd.
Oh my.
I'm asking you to withdraw. Please. I know this won't keep us from coming to blows down the line, but please. At least for now.
What happened to that rock-solid resolve of yours? You say you're willing to give your life for the cause, but when it comes down to it, you can't even commit. The Noelle Seeker I knew was never this weak. She would stick to what she believed in and never hesitate. As you are now, even a simple detective like me could take you on in a fight. If you win, then you can arrest all of us on the spot. But if I win, Noelle, you're all mine.
What? What are you suggesting?
Oh, that.
Yeah, that, Lloyd.
The last part aside, you were there to tell me exactly what I needed to hear. I'll never forget that. Now it's my turn to support and help you, just the same, Lloyd. So let's keep on fighting, to protect the home that's always been so dear to us.
How could I say no to that? Of course. I'm with you all the way, Noelle. And I promise I won't lose my way again.
Neither of us will.
Well, I think we've stood around talking for long enough. Ready to resume the mission? We're almost at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, Mainz is just up ahead. Let's hurry. I want to have a look down here first. It looked like the patrol organisms that ambushed us came from this direction. Thought so too. I'm curious what they would be doing down this path, but we need to prioritize making it to Mainz first. So what's going on down there? And I'm wondering if that's where Rufus's group has gone. It would make sense to head that way. Like somewhere nearby, but not interfering with what's going on with the other two.
Whoa. Who knew we'd get so lucky?
Avoid these guys, come on. Yes! We did it! Alright, we should be just coming around to the end now. Is that a hyena? Really? Hyena? Right, so what we'll do then is use this location as a place to end this part, and we'll start the next part with me coming out the tunnel, I assume. We'll see you in the next part. Ta-da for now.